What's up, everybody? It's Parth here with Pierre, back for a little stream. Not really an exciting one. The Eagles just got trampled by the Giants. 27-10.
Yeah.
Just unacceptable on every front, especially after a week where it's just like, oh, we can do this. We're gonna get it together. To go out.
They went to an escape room, bro.
They went to an escape room, and AJ Brown had to have a meeting to tell the players to trust the coaches. Well, they lost the Giants. Tommy DeVito and Tyrod Taylor cooked them. So that's where we are. We made the playoffs. Unfortunately, I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, obviously you're glad to have the playoffs, but with the way this team is playing, I don't think there's any way to feel good about the playoffs, justify any sort of excitement about the playoffs. Darius Slay just tweeted 0-0, let's go, and I want to smack him. Like what?
Jalen said the same thing in his post game presser.
Jalen
0-0.
Stop having the same face on the sideline, dog. Like, show some fire. I mean, you are losing to the Giants, and got the same face. He's a warrior. He's a good leader. But Jesus Christ, dude, sometimes you just want to see some fire, and it's exhausting.
Like we talked about before we started recording, like even with Carson, from time to time, we see him show some fire. We see him throw a helmet or spike a water bottle or something.
Just go talk to your teammates. Get everybody going. Jalen goes and puts his damn coat on and sits on the sideline. I'm sick of it. My dad said it all season, and I was like, all right, you're overreacting. He's a quiet leader. But in this game, where it's just like you guys need to get it on track, you're about to go into the playoffs, and you're going to get embarrassed, and this is the effort you come out with, like, I want to see something, and I saw nothing, and I'm tired.
I don't even put all the angst on Jalen.
It's not. But you were the quarterback, and you're gonna shoulder the blame. You're gonna shoulder and you're gonna get the accolades when things go well. He was a number 3 best player in the league, voted by players last year. Nobody's voting that this year, and that's for a multitude of reasons. It's also on the coaching staff, but man, get the troops rallied, bro. Like I just, you want to see a little bit more, and I'm tired, and we're not getting enough out of the coaching staff. The players, I guess they're trying to do what they can, but then we find out Jalen switched that play against the Seahawks. I mean, it's just these decisions are not ending up this year. Yeah, it's frustrating. They're not trusting the coaching staff, and then that shows that Jalen's not trusting the coaching staff. And you're the leader of the locker room. You go and do stuff like that, and then you guys lose to Drew Lock's Seahawks. I don't know what to say. These are the results.
For them to come out today and just look as lethargic and unprepared and just uninspired, how are they just? It doesn't make. How are you not up for this game?
We didn't even talk about the Cardinals game. Or at least I didn't get to. I've been out of the damn country. I stayed up until 3 a.m. for that game. In a collapse of just epic proportions. I don't know what else to say. It's so
it's not many words you can really use to describe it.
No.
Like to go, what is it, 1-4, 1-5 over your last 6 games. You were 10-1 at the start of December. To just collapse like this.
I haven't even been on since the Desai thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been active on Twitter, but I mean, I said it at the time. I was like, this reeks of desperation. Fine. If you fired Desai first off, not gave him the, bullshit demotion that they did, that was just disrespectful. Like, if you fired him and you had Vic Fangio in building again, fine. Okay, it's Vic Fangio. You did it for Matt Patricia, who is never coached a defense that's above 16th in DVOA on his own. Anytime he's had one that's above, he's never even coached a top 5 DVOA team, But the only time he's had good defenses is when Bill Belichick holds his hand. He is a hated coach. Dude, he was an OC last year. He didn't even get respected enough to be a DC last year. He was an offensive coordinator and one of the worst offensive coordinators in the last decade. I mean, it's just so inexcusable. And I don't know if it came from above Sirianni. I don't know if it came from Sirianni. But
that's what it feels like. It feels like it was an upstairs thing.
And that's what I said earlier. People were not sure. They were like, no, it's Sirianni. They're doing what's best. People said it couldn't get worse. We were the,
22nd.
22nd. We're the 32nd team in DVOA now. We are the worst. 32nd out of 32 teams. Like, it could get worse. And I mean, just to make that adjustment after you go through the hardest games of the season and then to take it away, give third down calling to Matt Patricia, see the fiasco that was there with the Cowboys game, and then to double down and then give the entire defense to Patricia. What the hell are you thinking? We've had Hassan Reddick in coverage every freaking game. It like more than he has in the last 3 years.
The thing about that is that opens up another can of worms, because it's like the only reason they have to put Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat into coverage, they don't have the linebackers because they don't invest in the position.
How we can build a team like nobody else. I think he's one of the greatest team builders of all time. I don't think there's anybody who can dispute that fact. Like, he has earned that accolade. But when it comes to maintaining and, keeping a team relevant and active, he has not shown that ability. At every turn, he's shown a failure of catastrophic proportions. He re-signed 2 32-year-old cornerbacks. What did I say at the beginning of the season? What did you say at the beginning of the season? What did Quell say at the beginning of the season? Over 30-year-old cornerbacks are tough. And you guys, everybody was a little bit Slay played well last year. Bradbury played well last year. It doesn't matter what the hell your system is. I know Quell wants to say oh, you're doing these things with these. It doesn't matter. You're once you don't have it, you don't have it. And that's how it works at corner. And Slay had it. He still has the speed. But guess what? It's one of two things after you're over 30. You either lose a step or you become injury prone.
Bradbury,
I feel bad for Bradbury. Bradbury is in the Tobias Harris position. He is a really good freaking dude. Nobody can say anything bad about him. He's great guy off the field, consummate professional, everything you can ask for. But he is ass, brother. My God, and it sucks too, because it's just when you're a corner, things just roll up and they just kind of keep going on each other. Brother, he had perfect coverage on Evan Engram. He was perfectly in phase, had his hand up, did everything you could ask for besides turn around, which is really difficult. And Evan Engram makes no, it wasn't Engram. I'm sorry, it's Waller.
Darren Waller.
It's Waller. Engram had that terrible double catch. That's what I'm thinking of him. It was a pick, but I mean, Waller goes up and makes a crazy catch over him. It just. Sometimes you don't have it anymore, and it's just how it goes. The game is cruel, Everybody says it.
It's just a frustrating end to the season, man. I don't. As a coaching staff, what is their plan on either side of the ball? What? I don't even have the words, bro.
There's no words. What happened this year is unacceptable. I mean, we have a playoff game, and I don't think you could find a single person in Philly who is excited or thinks they're going to win this playoff game.
Did you see the line?
No.
It's Eagles by 1.5.
It's stupid. We're going to lose. I felt this weeks ago, man. I told y'all, I told my boy Brandon, and he was so mad at me. And he's like, you're being a fake Eagles fan, this, and this. And I was like, good teams don't make moves like this I move. And I really just believe this is where it started. You keep some continuity on your staff, and maybe you figure some things out. You guys adjust. And it shows that, not only, the outside, but it shows your locker room that you guys, we're rocking with our guys. We're going to figure this thing out. But to go for the desperation move of we're going to switch DCs in week.
And that's the thing, bro. You're 10-1. You're a 10-1 football team coming off
week 12, week 13. Yeah, you're 10-1. You lost the Niners, who were the best team in the NFC. It's what they are. I hate Kyle Shanahan. I think he's a fraud, and they're just bound to lose. Like it's how I will always feel. I think he's a fraud. We'll never back off on that. But you lost to them. Okay, he's a really good schemer. If you had gone up 8 on them, you would have won. That's how it works with Kyle Shanahan. But you couldn't. We had one good drive against them on defense, and we were like, okay, like we're doing this shit. And then it collapsed. Okay, there's bad games.
Do you have any confidence in them this weekend in the playoffs at all?
And I'm sorry. I just want to go back for a second because I was thinking about this again. We beat the Chiefs, the Bills, the Rams, and the Dolphins. 4 of those are some of the best offenses in the league. They looked ugly in the first half, but second half in every single one of those games, the defense came out, adjusted, and locked down. Kevin Byard
even against Dallas, they held them out
against Dallas in that second. Exactly. And sure, there was that touchdown, which probably should have been a touchdown. And so you got bailed out of that one. But Kevin Byard comes into the city. Buddy, you are the common denominator. You came in complaining about concepts being too difficult. You're in the NFL, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. You need to learn complex defenses because if it's simple, they're going to keep going after you.
And I mean, granted, being traded in the middle of a season, having to learn,
it's difficult, but to bitch about a playbook being too difficult as a professional, I just think that's embarrassing. Like you're a professional, man. Like this is your job. You need to have a complex playbook, especially against these better defenses. And they simplified shit. How is that going? Kevin Byard is still missing tackles. And that's what was pissing me off, is that Kevin Byard is coming out. And now it's not confirmed that it was him, but like you can kind of deduct it. I mean, dude, it doesn't matter what's being called if you're not making your tackles. I don't know what to say in that. And so then we just get to this point, you fire DCs, and now you have somebody who's doing stuff that's even worse. It got worse. What's the excuse now?
There is none.
There isn't.
There is none.
And that's what you play yourself into. You rock with your DC, fine. You fire him at the end of the year, fine. Okay, things didn't work out. That's how it goes. But to make this move mid-season, it screamed that the team was desperate and had no answers. And that's what was
it got even more difficult or complex when you learn that essentially Patricia's running decides defense. He's just calling it, I guess, to his liking. I don't really know.
And so, he's just going with, let me put like our defensive ends in coverage as much as possible. Hassan Reddick was considered a bust because he had to do that. Are we forgetting that? That was kind of like the big thing. They were like, oh, they make Hassan Reddick drop into coverage, and so he's not able to rush the passer as much. That is exactly what we did. Like, our team is predicated on pressure. And Josh Sweat was bitching too about all this and that. Dude, you haven't finished a sack in 10 weeks.
He ended the season, I think, over 8 games, 0 sacks.
That's what I'm saying. It was 10 weeks without a sack. I mean, how many times are you going to just like... At one point, it had to be about accountability, and the players just didn't play well on defense to some extent. Jordan Davis got gassed. Jalen Carter disappeared. I mean, he had Rookie of the Year. It's probably going to go to Will Anderson now. And now part of that is also politics when the team is winning and those types of things. But have you heard his name the last 4 or 5 weeks? I mean, they had the Cardinals run for 500 on them, bro. Like,
yeah,
that performance was worse than the performance in the Super Bowl. Statistically.
There was just nothing they could do. Like, the Cardinals, they just got whatever they wanted at will.
The Super Bowl was to the Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl. It was the best team in the league. We were worse than the Cardinals, bro. Like, they just lost. I mean, they lost on a missed kick, but they lost the Seahawks. We lost the Seahawks. Oh man, Eagles suck. Rams better. All right, like I don't know if the Rams are better, brother. This is an AFC type of year, if you ask me. I think it's a Ravens. I think it's a Ravens here, and I got no problem with my boy Lamar. Lamar, if he gets I'm getting off topic because I don't want to talk about the Eagles, but Lamar, 2 MVPs, and if he wins the Super Bowl this year, I mean, just with the 2 MVPs, that's a gold jacket, right? Like,
definitely.
right? Like 2 MVPs, like in the way that he's played, the accolades he has, it's got to be a gold jacket.
But if it's not Baltimore, who else do you see as a legitimate Super Bowl contender? I mean, of course, San Fran, but
if they can keep playing in the dome, the Lions.
No,
bro,
I can't see it at all.
CJ is back.
They scream regular season team to me.
I don't know, man. That the way that they're scheming players open, dude, like that. See, to me, what I see there is a team that schemes their players open and they have the talent. And that's what's scary to me. Like, Jared Goff can literally just throw it to the guys who are open. Like, did you see the Sam Laporta touchdown today?
No, I didn't.
Bro, he was wide open. I mean, every time I see Amon-Ra catch the ball, like, he is a damn good receiver, and I know a lot of it is on him. He's wide open. And that's what scares me. And Jared Goff is Jared Goff. I'm never going to argue with you on that. But shit, dude, like if they're able to just kind of keep it going at least, get the ball into their playmakers' hands the way they have been and press the right buttons. So much of play calling is that. And I've been trying to grapple with that myself. Like play calling is just like an innate kind of thing. It's a feeling. It's a rush, dudes. Doug Peterson, like think about that, bro. Like our Super Bowl run. Doug Peterson in Jacksonville has not looked the same. Sometimes you just catch lightning in a bottle, bro. And you have Foles too, whatever. But like sometimes you just have it, right? And Ben Johnson feels like he has it right now, dude. Like he can. Their defense has their issues, but they got CJ back. CJ got back and had to pick his first game back, which is just like, God damn it, dude. Like pain. Like he's there. Like I don't know. And if their pass rush is pretty dominant, those are just things that correlate into the playoffs. I'd be interested to see. I mean, who else do you think?
Dark horse, the Rams act like legitimately the Rams. Just how with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, the resurgence he's had over the second half of the season, I feel like I think the Rams going to Detroit Saturday. I think they win.
That's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a really good one. It's gonna be a test for the defense, for the Lions defense, right? Like you get some pieces back. What's the response? Yeah, I mean, if you can, their O-line is still kind of a weak point for them, and the Lions D-line is a strong point. So that's going to be an interesting battle there. Do you know Easy Clips? Is that your brother? No, that's my
little brother. Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. Man, you should have been an Eagles fan. We the best ever. Come on, bro. Here, you gotta go get your brother right now, bro. Listen, you guys could. You're not the best ever. I promise you that much. Okay, the best ever is the 2017 Eagles, and I will live on that. I'll probably have to live on that 40 years from now. I'm just gonna be a Cowboys fan talking about y'all didn't see that Super Bowl. Nick Foles. I literally just had the conversation with my cousin right now. He was talking about the Jags in 2017, and I was like, buddy, I'm sorry. Like, I know you guys lost. He's a big Jags fan. I was like, I know you lost to the Patriots, but it doesn't matter. Like, you were running into a buzzsaw with the Eagles. And he was like, I don't know, man, Saxonville. And I was like, no. Like, you don't understand. Dreams and Nightmares played when they ran out onto that field, and anybody would have lost, bro. Like, and I'm going to live off of that. I thought last year was that year where I'd have, like, another team go to a parade. Who knows? Next year, though.
We get some new coordinators in.
Or coaches. I like at this point.
If they go to Tampa and God forbid they lose 27-7, 34-7, do you think Jeffrey Lurie considers
I don't know how you can. Because like that type of collapse doesn't happen like if you have a handle on your locker room. And Quell brought up, Harbaugh and Tomlin. But guess what? Those are two of the best to ever do it. in their ways. You know what I mean? Like Harbaugh's been to he's been to one Super Bowl, he won it, and then he's been to the playoffs extremely consistently. Tomlin has won a Super Bowl, he lost a Super Bowl too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Won one, lost one. He's been consistent. Even with terrible teams, they've made the playoffs, right? Nick made the playoffs with a terrible team his first year. They lost. Fine. But this year, with the talent you have, and with what happened last year, to have a collapse of this magnitude is unacceptable.
It just feels like with Nick, like every button he's pressed this year has been wrong. Defensive coordinator wrong. Offensive coordinator
spectacularly wrong.
Switching Desai and Patricia wrong.
Dude, I mean, even his in-game management hasn't been good, and that's what's worrisome. Passing the ball when you're supposed to run it, running the ball when you're supposed to pass it, calling timeouts when you shouldn't, like letting the clock run, like just being judicious with time. Like you don't just have that luxury to just mess around, and when your team is this good, you can get away with stuff when you're not as good.
To me, that's kind of how it's more the issues with this team. It's more rooted in coaching. It's like, at least on offense, the talent is clearly there. Like it's not an issue of talent. Defensively, now you can look at it and say it's personnel, but offensively, the talent is there. And for them each week to just come out and look as lethargic as they've looked all year
it's unacceptable, and that's the point. He's the offensive guy. He's in the offensive meeting room.
And that's my biggest thing. As an offensive mind, for your system or your unit to look like this, what is it that you bring?
That's my point. Shane Steichen with the motions. I mean, Quell talked about this, and that's why I'm so puzzled at him being so against. And for those who don't know, Quell has been against firing Sirianni, which is totally valid too. But I'm in the position
I don't even know if firing him is what they need to do. But
how do you if they go and lose badly, how the hell does he gain the respect of the locker room again? How do you go in there and you show your face after that season? You don't get the same combination back. That Cardinals game was probably Brandon Graham and Fletcher Cox's last game as Eagles. Maybe not Brandon Graham's, but Fletcher Cox is probably gone. We don't even know if Kelsey's going to play another season. Just become Rams fans. It's unacceptable. And maybe it's overreaction, but guess what? It's the NFL, and shit doesn't fly like that, especially with the Eagles. Doug Peterson won his Super Bowl and he got fired.
The next season.
Nick Sirianni didn't.
No, it wasn't. 2 years after, yeah.
Nick Sirianni didn't win his Super Bowl. Okay, so they'll probably give him another year, but he needs to go home and take a long look in the mirror because we don't motion because we're we
what is it? What did he say? We're not
we only motion for a reason. We don't motion for no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Then motion for a reason, dipshit. Sorry. It shouldn't be such a novel concept of motioning in 2023, bro.
And then for them to routinely, game after game, not have any answers to pressure looks when you're the most blitz team in the league. What is it that you do
against
all week?
Wink Martindale? You have nothing against the blitz. That's how we're coming. That's cool. Just blitz us. We'll figure it out. It's just such a collapse, bro. And it's such a
with him
lack of awareness.
In pressers, either before the season, during the season, after the season, he's talked a lot about not going too far into extremes. But when you look at the system that he wants to employ on defense and his system on offense, both of which are rooted in stopping the big play and preventing explosive plays, it really seems and feels like he's gone too far into the extreme on both sides.
Sorry. Sidney Brown tore his ACL.
Oh, my God.
The one bright point we had on defense as a player.
This confirmed. This is a torn ACL.
Schefter or Garofalo.
Jeez.
He'll undergo testing tomorrow to confirm.
Jeez.
But believed to have torn his ACL.
Who starts at safety? Well, who's the third safety? Tristan McCollum?
One.
No, he's out.
Is
Justin Evans, he's out. He was put on IR, season-ending IR. He can't come back.
Oh, you're right. Who cares? I mean, who cares, bro? We're not like I'm just trying to tell people, trying to prepare people. We are not winning in Tampa because guess what? You know where we are in the Baker Mayfield cycle.
Beats a bad team,
and people are doubting him right now. He had a bad game today. That means he's gonna have a good game against us. It's how it works.
I don't know, man. It's very depressing to be an Eagles fan right now.
Go Ravens. It's a bird.
Oh, man, but we'll come back Thursday. We're gonna stream again, get a playoff preview out. Gonna try to get something written this week. Previewing the game. We'll see how it goes in Tampa on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I don't think the day of the game has come out yet.
Feel better, Sidney Brown.
No go Birds this time.
No, they didn't earn it. Go Birds.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.